So a couple of years ago, around the time I was 14, perhaps 15 years old, it was a day like any other. I was just sitting on the basketball court, just shooting around, hooping around, until at one point, I noticed that on the other side of the court, somebody's walking up to me. Now, that person was pretty far away, so I didn't really think much, but just a couple of seconds later, this person is already next to me, right? And turns out it was a girl. And she just wanted to grab my number, or Snapchat, Instagram, whatever, right? So we started talking, we started hanging out, and at one point, she introduced me to her friends. Now, her friends, I won't lie to you, there were some downright degenerates. I'm just gonna call things by its name, you know? Yeah, vapes, drinking, partying every weekend, that type of stuff, right? Not here to judge, but that's kind of contrary to the stuff that I like, right? At the time, as I said, I was around 14 years old. I was too focused on basketball, studying. This was the one point in my life where I actually cared about my grades. And I didn't really associate with these kind of experiences, right? These kind of interests. But because I didn't really have that many friends, you know, back then, the biggest friend group I had was probably just one guy. I had many individual friends, but I never really had a friend group, right? So suddenly being put in this friend group of like 5 or 6 guys, it felt so weird yet sick at the same time. You know what I mean? It felt like such an increase, such an improvement, and I didn't really want to let go. But the more I started to hang out with these guys, and the more I started to see them from their real side, that's when I realized that they're completely contrary to what I like. And as soon as I realized that, I got myself out of there very quickly, right? I just completely cut these people off. But one thing just kept lingering in my mind. This one question just kept sitting there, and it just bothered me so much because I didn't know the answer to it. Why do people who have these kind of interests, who live that kind of lifestyle, who have so many of these negative habits, why do they get to live such a social and fun life, whilst guys like me who don't share those interests, who are more about hard work and all that, ooh, Andrew Tate, we struggle. Whilst we struggle, right? At that point, I didn't even know who Tate was, but that doesn't matter, right? I just kept thinking, why do people who have all of these addictions and this terrible lifestyle get to live so socially, whilst people like me suffer, right? Whilst people like me struggle? And the one thing that you need to realize, my friend, is that these kinds of people, the people who go out partying, just doing all that stuff, but actually speak to new people way more often than you do, they're gonna have a significantly better social life than the guy who just sits at home and exists, does nothing. This is just the downright truth. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you that these guys who are partying, they're doing way better than you at social skills. No amount of social skills books, no amount of social skills content, and this kind of hurts my channel as well, right? Because that's like my entire niche. But regardless of how many videos you're going to watch, if you are not going to take action, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're screwed. You are boiled, my friend. You're not doing anything. It's like you have to actually go out of your way and speak to people for you to actually improve. It's like you were given a video game. I really like this example, right? I don't know if you were like me, but back when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of Xbox 360, right? So every game that I bought came in like this box. And inside of that box, there was always a manual on how to play the game. Watching these videos, reading all of these books, like reading How to Win Friends and Influence People is not really going to help you if you're not going to do much, right? It's literally as if you bought the video game, but instead of actually playing it, you are too busy reading the manual. And then somebody asks you, yo, when are you going to play the game? I need to finish the whole manual first. I need to know every single exact move. Bro, are you dumb? Because like that's literally what you're doing. How do you learn to play video games? Do you read the entire manual first, like a book? Or do you actually play the game, and when you don't know how to do something, you run back to the manual? To be honest, when I was a kid, I didn't even use the damn manual, but when you think about it, social skills are the exact same thing. The people who actually play the game and improve and practice are gonna be way better at the game than the guy who doesn't play it at all and just reads the manual. Just think of how silly this example is, whilst also how accurate it is at the same time. because that's what people are doing. I'm just gonna say this one more time, my friend, so that it really drills into your mind. I really, really need you to understand this point, because this is crucial. If you are not going to actually practice your social skills, and all you're gonna do is read your little how to win friends and influence people, all you're gonna do is watch your little shredder video, you're not gonna do much. You are not gonna do much. You're pretty much gonna be, maybe not at the exact same point that you started, but you really won't improve as significantly compared to the guy who actually goes out of his way and speaks to people. If you were able to just speak to 2 new people a week, whether that's at the gym, at school, anywhere. For me, the gym's the easiest place. If you were able to just speak to 2 new people a week, get some new conversations and like actually practice. Slow motion's better than no motion. Trust me, once you start to actually implement these traits that you learn online or in books, you will start to skyrocket your success. It's this simple. It's this simple, my friend. It literally doesn't require anything else. Just go out of your way and actually practice those skills. If you want to talk to me directly whilst hanging around the absolute best community we have on the entire internet, just join the Discord server. I genuinely don't know what the fuck are you waiting for if you're not joining the Discord server. We have weekly calls, a very active community, and on top of all of that, you get to talk to me a lot, whether if that's on text or if our weekly, I always forget the word weekly, what the fuck is wrong with me, or in our weekly calls, right? So feel free, feel totally free. And if you made it to this point of the video, comment the word dog, because I have check out this pretty cool dog I have. That's a weird ass dog, I won't lie to you, but yeah, I hope I didn't waste your time and that you actually learned something new. For those who know, we've been working on something real big behind the scenes, right? But I'm not gonna say much. So if I helped you out, make sure to click all the links if you want to. I'm gonna put up a few videos over there just so you can check them out, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So keep working, brother, and take care.